Hi, I'm CVTA's Executive Director, Andrew Poliakoff. Very pleased to highlight one of CVTA's great members, Schneider National. As you know, CVTA was founded on the principles of advocating for members, and one of the best ways to hear from members is to tour their locations whenever that's possible. Schneider's story as a motor carrier is a fascinating one, and the company's beginnings offer a glimpse at the history of the transportation industry long before the FMCSA or the U.S. Department of Transportation even existed. In fact, when the company did their first interstate route in 1958, the U.S. Department of Transportation was still years away. At that time, the Interstate Commerce Commission had to grant authority to any carrier wishing to haul freight on an interstate route, and gaining authority for another route required extensive hearings and appeals. So it took a lot of tenacity and grit from a truck driver named Al Schneider in 1958, when he and his small team of well-trained drivers gained the authority to drive a truck like this one from Wisconsin into Michigan to pick up pulp for Procter & Gamble. Now, 65 years later, and with an impressive history of safety and excellence, I was pleased to travel to Green Bay to connect with the many good folks that make Schneider a successful 21st century organization. Today, comprehensive truck driver training has been standardized like many of the other elements within the transportation industry. But standards are not worth much if they're not enforced. So emphasizing the importance of entry-level driver training standards and ensuring their enforcement is the mission of the CVTA community and members like Schneider. I sat down for a conversation with Rob Reich from Schneider, who welcomed CVTA for a visit.
We're going to take you over to Schneider City, our big training facility here, and show you how we make sure that we're meeting the standards and preparing drivers. Not only our new drivers, by the way, but all of our drivers at Schneider get additional training every year. That's how committed we are to strong safety principles. It's not just about bring the new people in and train them and tell them good luck. What you'll see today is also that ongoing training and ongoing commitment to education to make sure that they're solid professionals and great safe drivers out on the highway.
What we like to do is what we call kind of our finishing program. So we show them more of the Schneider way. We have classrooms on the road, they go with TEs, computer-based training as well, just to kind of help them continue on with their education and with their training here.
We make sure that the training that they got at schools was good. We know that when we get people from a CVTA school or an NAPF TDS school, very likely they receive top-notch training. But this is really where we just make sure that they've got the skills to do things the right way, the safe way, the Schneider way.
Technology is really playing more and more of a role in the training landscape at both large and small locations these days. Within moments of getting behind the wheel, I was paying very, very close attention to my driving and learning just how much training and skills reinforcement is required to be safe when driving these vehicles. Technology also plays a critical role in the sorts of driver assistance systems and telematics monitoring products that improve safety. These sorts of systems make well-trained drivers even safer.
So you'll notice the truck has no mirrors. If you look, you've got two cameras here that are pointing back. The rectangle one just below the two cameras is a flood infrared that kind of shines during the nighttime here. The round one there, just on the middle of the arm, is what we call the focused IR. And what that's going to do is it's going to blast a beam of IR light to the rear of a 53-foot trailer. This is the smart drive system. It's constantly recording. So it's recording like if an accident were to happen, or if somebody does some kind of abnormal maneuver around us. So it really helps the company and the driver to protect them if something were to happen, right? And you have the camera and the sensors in the center, which also integrate into this radar system. And that's the lane keep assist and all that stuff. It's going to slow the truck down if vehicles get in front of you and stuff like that. So as we go in the truck, we want to make sure we have 3 points of contact at all times.
Did I do that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
100%.
Two hands needs to. Oh,
two hands,
word.
1 foot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put on the brake. We're going to push in the yellow valve, and we're going to put it into D for drive, just like that, and you're ready to roll.
I was relieved to drive the truck through Schneider City and bring it back unscathed. You'll note, though, that the wise and safety-minded trainers at Schneider weren't ready to trust me with the trailer quite yet. After getting the chance to drive a truck on Schneider's course, I sat down with Rob Reich for a conversation about the importance of entry-level driver training standards and their impact across the industry.
About half of our hires are new student graduates to Schneider. So we think it's so important that they're appropriately trained and prepared for the industry. And that's why that entry-level driver training rules is critical, I think, to not just our success, but the entire industry's success of having good professional drivers who can safely and successfully have a career. And we love how CVTA has really driven the message of that and made sure that the states and the federal government is doing what they need to do from enforcing the standards and doing all the right things to make sure that good legislation has the positive impact that we're looking for.
Enormous thanks to Rob, Andrea, and Bill, and everyone at Schneider for welcoming CVTA and me for a tour of the facilities. The entire campus was beautiful, and it was really amazing to get a chance to see Schneider in Green Bay.